All right, so I'm gonna be talking about the drone throwing situation that happened around 2024 to 2025. I'm just gonna be talking about from my point of view through the early stages of like January of 2024, and before it slowly got more and more revamped through 2025 and all that. Now it currently is still going another situation being run by a truth dude. I'll like put one of his videos in the description to help you explain more of the situation here because I definitely know a lot of y'all don't even know who that guy is at all. So get to explain here time by time here. So enjoy the video here. Alright, so pretty much around this time here, I was still like new to watching Murder and all that. I was still like learning more of it. So like by the time I saw his channel like recommended to me on notifications, I was like, oh wow, this looks pretty interesting. So felt like watching it. His videos were actually interesting, but I didn't really. This is like before I realized what was going to happen, all that kind of crap. Before I went to crap and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna try my best to like keep my swearing down through all that, cause like I'm just trying to be a better person than I was before, cause this whole situation pretty much changed me as a man in general. It just pretty much showed me who not to be as a person at all. So I just want to let you all know this pretty much helped me in certain ways, but also affected me in bad ways. So let's make it to the point here. So I went from like around like January of 2024. He like launches his Discord server, I think, by the time. Now I personally didn't really think much like what's gonna happen, but I mean it looked like a generic Discord pretty much. Like he didn't really know how to run it pretty much, so he had like other mods like run a forum and all that. He like during like I think it was like the first week or so, like I constantly kept getting kicked for absolutely no reason at all, and bro even had the nerve to call me a threat at that time, but I just thought it was like a weird joke, but in the end it like stopped in the end, but in the it still kind of like kept going for a little bit, but it eventually stopped for good though. So around this time, like he needed more mods because like some there was like I believe there was like some mod like stuff going around that time where like one of them didn't want to work anymore. So I wanted to help out and stuff, and he had maybe become a moderator for all that kind of stuff. So and I believe around like the March type range, he like announced his show, I believe, or either it was on his first one or his second one. I don't really know, but around this time, I believe he had like drama going around like clickbaiting and all that stuff, which is kind of being true later on when he discussed it. But I unfortunately around these times of my monitoring all that kind of stuff, I did some sad like very disappointing stick ups for him pretty much. So I like kind of like defended him so much, but I didn't. But in the end, I still regret those. Still, when people I defended him against, I still try to find them and like try to apologize for all my stuff I've done. But if any of them do watching this, I do apologize for my actions I've done defending this loser. Like I wish I never have defended him in the first place, honestly. So there's all that. So now around this time, like I didn't know who knows how many servers we went through at this time, but he ended up making a new channel that goes by was used to be called the Drone Throne, but it's now deleted. He personally like I don't know why he switched to it. Probably do more Merge Drones content and all that, but that's where the drama like really starts kicking off more and all that stuff. And also by the time I did actually start back my own Merge Drones fan show, which I will actually link the channel to that in the description if any of y'all are interested in actually knowing what it is. I'm currently working on it still. I've worked on it since like May of last year during this time. So I hope I am gonna enjoy it though. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to talking about it. So pretty much around this time, he like started making more Jordan's content and all that kind of stuff. Now nothing really didn't seem more suspicious yet to my knowings, because like I didn't really know much to this, but around this time, he pretty much started making it. Pretty much, like I said, he practically just made a new channel, started fresh, new from there. So, June around like more later on is when things start picking up more that I actually remember of. So, all right. So around this time is where he like started acting weird and all that kind of stuff. Around July, now like around like late June, I mean like not around late June, pretty much. This like raid group, as like UTTP or something like that. They like started raiding their servers constantly and all through that. So we ended up having like go to these like safe bunker server. That's what it's called, and like that's where everyone was at. Like it was a private server pretty much. Like if you got in there, you got in there pretty much. So if people who were fans of them were in that server, you probably won't even know much about it. But that's where he like started acting weird, like weird relation stuff, ship stuff. It was like very strange, and that's where he like started making like more of a show and stuff there. and all that. And I think either it was, yeah, it's pretty start of beginning where like things got very very strange, and the UTT period drama pretty much got even more bad here. But it eventually did die down later. Maybe we want to talk about it more and all that. So that's pretty much all of it for go through this time here. So around this time, things were starting to get back to normal for us server wise, but it also like sparked the time where he like tried to be out exposing and all that kind of stuff around like our like pedophile type YouTubers and all that kind of stuff. It was a very interesting time, but there was still UTTP activity, but it was not as much. And unfortunately, around like the late times, I keep this guy anonymous, but he ended up getting doxxed and stuff, which really really sucked at that time, which it was getting doxxed in general is really very very bad and all that, but it was a very tough time. I still we talked about like the novice user like weeks ago or so. I think it was like a week ago or two or so. It was a good time talking to him, but it was just really sad for that time. And I believe it was like one of the more times where like servers kept constantly like getting deleted and stuff, and it was this very more suspicious time moderating for this guy because like I was like constantly thinking like how many servers you gonna constantly delete and all that, which later on it ended up being like a Red Dead story pretty much in the end, which I'm not gonna really try to joke about much, but it ended up being like that pretty much. It like slowly got worse here, and I've slowly started to realize I was like slowly realizing what was going on, and it like, ended up like making me like not in a good place at that time, which I'll explain more in the next segment here. Alright, so around this time, pretty much like he like it was like happening. It just around like late mid October. He like sent me some in a general chat. Like it was like a meme of some that I like vented like probably back in September or some like the moment I saw it like bro literally like tried to confront me in the entire server and try to humiliate me, which in the end, it pretty much like pissed me off. Like I literally felt so betrayed and all that. Like bro actually did try to do it to me in front of the whole server, which thankfully my people were active and all that. He like tried to act all, oh you're not feeling this way and all this kind of stuff, which it really just got me really in a really more of a bad place in the end. Which in the end I pretty much just it was I just called it a night and just I was just really mad and just it has ruined me even more, which thankfully my therapists were really good. Like I was like talking to them all about it and all that kind of stuff, which in the end their advice like really helped me out pretty much. So like shout out to them pretty much. And add a little more to like the October range. Like in the end, he had cutting up ties. Like he used to like try to help out with the show and all that stuff. Which around this time, I also later ended up finding out he ended up, like not like doing really good relationship wise with my employees and all that, which I was not happy about. Like he ended up trying to like argue with this anonymous user, which I'm not gonna mention his name, of course. So, like he was saying he was a drama queen, which when I heard from him, he said it was the opposite pretty much. So in the end, I just like cut ties with him, and then it like pretty much started the all hate trend pretty much. He was like meaning me through all that kind of stuff. Which around November, I believe, if I remember correctly, I think I just left this server pretty much for now. I think, or I might have stayed. I have really no clue how I'll win, but in the end, I just stopped talking to servers for a good while. So yeah, that's pretty much the conclusion for November. I'll talk about December here very so shortly here. Now around this time, I believe people like started not liking him at all, and like I was still moderating his channel at the time, which he did make me moderator on his Discord, but I like started to think of a plan to like delete to like finally do what I can to like get back at him with like nuking his comment section and all that. Like I plan on doing it, but I just waited for the perfect time because I know something's gonna go wrong for him. So I just practically waited longer and longer for it, which in the end it did pay off. But in the end, it constantly kept going through him, constantly going through dramas, accusations, constantly dealing with service more around this time. It was just a whole mess for him, pretty much. So it's starting to become the beginning here. Around this time, pretty much everyone got sick and tired of him. Pretty much like his Discord servers constantly because due to his servers getting constantly deleted all the time, people constantly kept joining less and less. And like around this time, he like it was like one of his final Discord servers. Pretty much, I ended up moderating one of them just to, like spy around and all that kind of stuff, which I didn't really care about moderating much. I like pretended to do all that kind of stuff just to think, and eventually like he ended up deleting this one again, which I just I just knew it and it was getting more near it and all that kind of stuff. So that was pretty much of 2025 in January for you right there, pretty much. No, around this time he like tried to rebrand to like a new channel called like Torch Slayer. So I'm like, I made fun of it for making knockoff of the Vols logo, which is pretty funny. But in the end, this is where his drama like really started getting bad for him. Like he no longer made Discord servers, which because of course he kicked me out of the last one. Like he told me he pretty much finally found out, which that was when I executed Order 66 on his comments and I nuked every single one of them and he literally found out and like try to confront me in my one like channel I run for my show and say like, oh, why'd you leave my comments, bro, and all that kind of stuff. Which in the end he ended up trying to attack me on Twitter, which my other Twitter account, which I run the show on, which didn't really end well for him there because I ended up calling him out for his BS and all that kind of stuff, which didn't really end up going well for him. Which he ended up announcing on his community post like he's taking a break or something because of all of it. Which I guess he got defeated that badly, like he had to like take a break or something like that, which was pretty funny. Now around this time, his reputation was pretty much cooked. Like he tried to rebound with a response video, which it totally backfired, which then lead him to delete his channel and all that. Which even before the video even happened, and all that. Like his response video was not even believable at all because I could tell he tried to apologize, which I know he didn't mean it because like bro literally was trying to fight me and try to poke fun of me for my stuff issues I had way back, and which he in the end he ended up blocking my Twitter account, which I don't really care honestly. I just wanted to mention all that kind of stuff, but in the end he ended up deleting his account and all that stuff. So that was like ended up being a little victory for all of us, but we all pretty much expected it to happen where he like tries to continue more of another account, which Truth is still trying to go at him, all that kind of stuff. He already made a response video about which I mentioned earlier. So he's currently making another one right now. So shout out to him and hopefully good luck on him trying to take down this guy down. So in the end, I really hope y'all enjoy this and I'll see y'all next time when I do the podcast with Elizer. So peace out.